The 2024 Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, FOCAC, summit is set to take place in Beijing from September 4th to 6th, under the theme, Joining Hands to Advance Modernization and Build a High-Level China-Africa Community with a Shared Future. This year's FOCAC is the fourth to be held at the summit level, with leaders from China and African countries, as well as representatives from regional and international organizations gathering to chart a course for the future of China-Africa relations. So, what can we expect from this year's FOCAC summit? Elevating China-Africa relations in the new era. As the world's largest developing country and the continent with the highest concentration of developing nations, China and Africa are bound by similar historical experiences and a shared mission. Chinese President Xi Jinping has said he attaches great importance to China-Africa relations. During his first overseas visit as president in 2013, he visited Africa, where he proposed pursuing relations based on the principles of sincerity, real results, amity, and good faith, as well as acting together for the greater good and shared interests. Under the guidance of head of state diplomacy, China-Africa relations have entered a new phase of building a high-level China-Africa community with a shared future. The 2024 FOCAC Summit offers an opportunity for partnerships to be strengthened, the spirit of friendship and cooperation to be carried forward, and the bonds of the China-Africa community in the new era to be further tightened. Embracing closer economic, trade ties. China and African countries have developed increasingly close economic and trade ties, with an ever-growing trade volume and a diversification of commodities and services. For the past 15 consecutive years, China has been Africa's largest trading partner. According to data from China's General Administration of Customs, China-Africa trade reached a record high of $282.1 billion in 2023, a year-on-year increase of 1.5%. Additionally, trade between China and Africa saw a 5.5% year-on-year increase, reaching 1.19 trillion yuan, approximately $166.6 billion, from January to July this year. The Chinese economy and the economies of African countries are highly complementary, as China possesses mature and applicable technologies, equipment, and sufficient capital, while African countries have significant advantages in terms of manpower and natural resources. The 2024 FOCAC Summit will be a crucial opportunity for China and African countries to deepen their economic and trade relationships, achieve mutual benefits, and advance shared development goals. Aligning with global climate goals. The Adama Wind Power Project, located in Ethiopia and built by Chinese companies, is a symbol of the growing green cooperation between China and Africa. Since it began operating in 2015, the wind farm has powered approximately 600,000 households, created 2,100 local jobs, and contributed to Ethiopia's green energy goals. The collaboration has also fueled the growth of Adama City, with its population increasing from 324,000 in 2015 to over 480,000 in 2023, while improved infrastructure has enhanced the quality of life for nearby villagers. In recent years, China has developed advanced technologies in areas such as renewable energy, waste management, and water conservation. Sharing these technologies with African nations, coupled with training programs to build local expertise, could accelerate the continent's green transition. This would empower African countries to adopt sustainable practices and also innovate and develop their own solutions to environmental challenges. The 2024 FOCAC Summit is also a platform from which China and African countries can reaffirm their commitment to international climate agreements, paving the way for Africa's modernization and a shared future. As African nations and their peoples forge ahead on the path of modernization, with China as a steadfast supporter and companion, the support for Africa's Industrialization Initiative, the China-Africa Agricultural Modernization Plan, and the China-Africa Talent Development Cooperation Program will continue to be important drivers. The initiatives address key areas essential to Africa's modernization, showcasing China's commitment to supporting the development of countries across the continent. Working together, China and African nations are poised to create a brighter future for their peoples and set an example in building a community with a shared future for mankind.